Hey, it's Sam from Sugar Spun Run, and today we are going to be making one of my personal favorite dessert recipes, chocolate chip dessert pizza. This recipe comes together pretty quickly, but there are a couple of different elements that we need to assemble. We're going to be making a crust, a sauce, and a streusel topping. All of those are amazing and they're incredible together. Now, before we jump into the pizza crust or pizza dough, you want to get your oven preheating to the nice toasty temperature of 500 degrees Fahrenheit. It is going to take your oven a bit of time to get to that temperature, so I recommend starting it now. All right, now in a large mixing bowl, we're going to combine 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour with a ½ teaspoon of instant yeast, so your rapid rise yeast. We're also going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. It's just table salt. We'll stir these ingredients together real quickly. And then we are going to add and stir in 2/3 cup of warm water. It is important that this water be warm, but not too hot. I usually aim for a temperature of about 90 to 100 degrees, so probably around 100 degrees. If it's too hot, it could kill your yeast, and then the dough's not doing a lot of rising with this recipe, but it's still not going to be great for your pizza. We're gonna make a little space here. Once I have this combined, I'm going to lightly flour my countertop, and I'll turn this dough out onto that. And I'm just gonna knead this dough for a couple minutes, about 5 minutes, until it's smooth and it seems elastic. And now, if you need to add more flour to keep it from being too sticky, that's totally fine. You can just sprinkle the flour on the dough as needed. This is a super simple pizza dough. It yields a nice thin crust that works perfectly with the toppings that we'll be adding. All right, now I'm going to let this rest for couple minutes while I prepare the sauce and the toppings. So we're just gonna set this aside. You can cover it with a little bit of plastic wrap. Let me clean this up and we will make our sauce. All right, now we can prepare our cream cheese sauce. This is the best part of the pizza. No, I don't know. It's hard to choose. They're all great parts. We're going to take 8 ounces of a full fat brick style cream cheese. So it should look like this, not that spreadable tub. And we are going to drop this into a mixing bowl. And you either want to have cream cheese that's already super soft and very spreadable, or if yours is straight out of the fridge, you can go ahead and cut it into 8 pieces and then pop it in the microwave and heat it in like 10-second intervals, stirring in between until it is smooth and spreadable. This has been sitting out a bit, but mine is still a little bit more firm than I like to see. So I'm going to pop this in the microwave for just a few seconds. So there we go. That's what I like to see for the sauce. Now we're also going to stir in 1/4 cup of granulated sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Oh, it smells so good. We have our dough resting, we have our sauce made. Let's make our streusel. Set that aside. So the first thing you need for the streusel topping is 3 tablespoons of melted butter. I used salted butter today. And we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract to that and just stir it in. This will help get a nice subtle vanilla flavor through the whole streusel. Next, in a small mixing bowl or medium-sized mixing bowl, we're going to combine 1/3 cup plus 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour with a 1/3 cup of granulated sugar and 2 tablespoons of firmly packed light brown sugar. We're just going to toss these ingredients together until they're nicely combined. Break up that brown sugar, and then we'll add our melted butter. This shouldn't be too hot when you add it. If it's super hot, it could end up melting your sugar and it can make your streusel topping a little bit greasy. All right, we're just going to claw everything together now until all of the dry ingredients are moistened and we have a nice crumbly streusel topping. Quick switch here just to scrape that flour a little bit. You never want to overwork the ingredients when you're making a streusel, otherwise you'll end up with a paste. You want it to be nice and crumbly, just like this. All right, assembly time. Let's grab our pizza dough. And we are going to turn this out onto a lightly floured surface. We are going to roll this into a 12-inch crust. Dust the surface with a bit of flour. I'm really bad at rolling out pizza crust. Mine never look like pizzas, they look like amoebas. Once I get pretty close, I will usually transfer this over to my pizza pan, and I'll use my hands to sort of push it out. Then I do like to pinch or fold over the edge a little bit just to make a nice small crust. Pizza needs a crust, right? This is where I try to fix the amoeba shape of my pizza and make it a little more round. I am rarely successful here. Today's no exception. When I have to photograph a pizza for the website, I either make my husband or one of my sisters form the pizza crust. That way it's round. All right, let's grab our sauce and we are going to spread it evenly over the pizza, like so. Just like you would any pizza sauce. Have I mentioned how much I love this? This pizza is inspired from an all-you-can-eat pizza place that Zach and I used to go to when we were dating in college. There all the time, and they had this dessert pizza, and it was what I loved about the place. Just this chocolate chip dessert pizza. Let me switch to an offset spatula. All right, next up, you need 1 cup of mini chocolate chips, semi-sweet chips. I'll usually just kind of gently pat them in a little bit. This pizza is so nostalgic for me. I'm so excited for you guys to try this. And lastly, let's crumble our streusel over the pizza. Just use your hands for this. I think this is one of my first recipes I ever perfected for the website. So it must have been like 7 years ago. I did this one, and I haven't changed it since. It's just so good. All right, hopefully by now your pizza oven or your oven is at 500 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're going to take this over and we're going to cook this for about 7 minutes. What you want to look for is the streusel beginning to turn a nice golden brown. Your crust isn't really going to brown very much. You could always brush it with a little bit of olive oil if you wanted it to, but it's never been necessary to me. The pizza place always had pale crust, so I'm fine with it too. All right, there it is. We're going to let this cool just a little bit before we cut into it, and then we're going to dig in. Truly one of my favorite desserts. Be a little dangerous when it's hot, so be careful. Which one is the biggest slice? I don't know if it's the biggest, but I like the ratios here. Oh yeah. That is how you make my personal all-time favorite pizza. I can't wait for you to try it, and if you do, I would love to know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Okay, this is really hot still. You might regret this. I won't regret it. No regrets. Oh my gosh. I was waiting for Casey to chime in about that time I dropped her pizza crust. Gosh, you guys are gonna judge me. This is not round. Baby wants pizza.